Good morning. Welcome. My name is Antoni Lacinai, and I will be your designated driver for today, your guide. Welcome also to you guys online, wherever you are, at home, in your bed, in your at your kitchen table, at the coffee shop, I don't know. You're also very welcome. I look around in this room right now, and I was thinking one thing. These tables close to me were not occupied until very recently. And I'm thinking, okay, so the ones at the back of the room, are you the ones who were always at the back of the classroom? Yeah, throwing erasers and stuff on people? You know what I'm talking about. Today we will spend our time in the future. I think it was Mark Twain who said that. I'm very interested in the future. I intend to spend the rest of my life there. So let's see if we can take away all the nitty-gritty things we do, day-to-day operational stuff. Anyone who feels that you're kind of busy, you know, I have a lot of things on my mind. Do you do that? Hands up if you feel that normally. Yeah, okay, so most of you, like me, you know, yeah, so the to-do list is this big. Let's skip that to-do list today. Let's see if we can focus on something way beyond, like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now. Can we skip the music now? Because I need to be focusing here. Thank you. I talked to an HR director a few years ago, and he said to me that he has been doing some studies on how long-term people can think. And he said that about 90% of the population has an ability to think somewhere between 3 months and 2 years down the road. 3 months and 2 years, that's not a lot. And if we have that focus, we will not achieve anything today, because today we will just be free. What will happen like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now? Just imagine if you go back 100 years, 1922. What happened in 1922? We talk about the First World War, the Spanish flu. Anyone recognize the Spanish flu thing coming back? And then imagine 30 years later, 1952. Have there been some changes? From horse and carriage to cars, for instance? From having or not having a refrigerator in your home? But I guess the classrooms, they look the same. They never change, do they? I also believe that everyone in this room has at least one memory of their own school time. Isn't it so? Like one good memory, perhaps one bad memory. Take 1 minute with your neighbor and share one of those memories right now for 1 minute. And you online, you will just have to reflect yourself. Do it now, 1 minute. Something that sparks your interest from what happened. Ten seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. I am so curious to find out where you were right now. So let's do around the table, everyone. We stop. No, we won't do that. I actually have some memories myself. I will share a couple of memories from my own background. One of them was when I was 23 years old. And I had finished military service. I started to work, but I decided to keep on studying. So I went to marketing, doing marketing in night school and so on. And I remember the head teacher of business economics who looked at us. We were like this many people in the room. And he said to us, there comes a time in every person's life where they have to decide. Either they cannot live with the uncertainties of life, and then decide that everything should be black or white, yes or no, 1 or 0. I can't stand anything else. And then they live their life like that. They have a very static mindset from then on. But then you have the other people who decide that the world is uncertain. Let's embrace that uncertainty. Let's realize that we have all the colors in the world. We don't know exactly what will happen, so we stay curious. And then he looked at us, and it felt like he looked right at me. And he said, you are those people, because you decided in an adult age to keep on studying, keep on learning. So you're those people. And I know about you, but for me, that kind of resonated deeply within me. And I said, yeah, I'm a learning person. I'm going to keep on learning for the rest of my life. And that's actually been one of my missions, so I still do it. Not always in the formal academia, but I do it anyway, Sometimes it's a university course, sometimes it's just me interviewing leaders all over the world, things like that. And constantly being on this learning curve, never think that I'm finished. Anyone who believes that, no, I'm done, I have learned enough in my life, it's okay, never more. No, right? Another thing happened that was really important for me in my life as well. I was 24 years old, this was 1 year later. And I lived in Gothenburg, Göteborg, in Sweden. Second biggest city. Beautiful place. Welcome if you come there anytime. I was 24 years old, and I was walking home a warm summer night. I was not sober. I need to say that right away. I can be completely honest. I was out with my friends. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was going home. And when I was walking there, it was kind of empty. The whole place was empty. And then I met 2 punks of about 18 or 19 years old. And one of them just said, hey, you! Do you got a cigarette? And I said, no. In that case, give me your wallet. And I said, no. And then the first guy brings out a gun, and he goes gangster style on me. Are you sure about that? He said. And I looked at him and I said, no. And then I gave him the wallet. And I'm thinking, I need to get myself a new driver's license. I can cancel the credit cards and all that. But then I looked back and he was standing there like handing me the wallet. Do I get my wallet back? I said, yeah, you get your wallet back because you had such good answers to our questions. You stupid. I didn't say anything. I just said, oh, thank you. Oh, how nice. And I took the wallet back, and we had a chit-chat. I pretended to be their friend, all those things. And I said to them, why the gun? Well, my girlfriend broke up with me. I'm a bit upset. I'm thinking, that is an overreaction, if something is. I gave them 2 VIP tickets to a nightclub. Hey, this is valid tomorrow from 8 o'clock. Go and have some fun. Oh, nice, they said. I wasn't nice. I was planning on going to the police, saying that those guys with the gun are there tomorrow. Catch them. But then I said, you know what, I'm tired. And they said, we too, us too, yeah. So we parted ways, and I heard them talk. What a nice person, And I'm walking my way. What idiots, I went all the way back, all the way to my apartment, up the building, and then I came to the edge of my bed. I sat down on my bed, and I couldn't lie down, because now I sobered up, and now I realized I'm 24 years old. I could have been dead right now. I couldn't be dead. But I don't have a black eye, I have my wallet, and I don't have a bullet in my body. What just happened? What was it in our communication that happened that made me come out of this situation? And I was already interested in that area. I was studying marketing, I was in sales. I'm completely useless when it comes to assembling anything, so I had to be good at something. And I believe afterwards, looking into that situation, that was one of those pivotal moments for me when I decided to go on a quest to learn more. In my case, that was about human communication. In your case, it might be something else. But we all have that pivotal moment where we do something. We don't even realize it. You know, you go left instead of right. You choose that education instead of that one. And all of a sudden, we end up here together. That is how fundamental it is. Actually, I would say that what happens now, I mean now-ish, will affect people way after we are retired or even on this planet. That is how important events like this is. We shouldn't expect today to solve everything. If you know anything about long-term commitments, we won't solve anything, but we will spark ideas and interest already today, and then we will build on it. And the goal or the mission is to make Latvia the country where everyone else will come and say, hey, what are you doing? This is so awesome. This is so great. So are you with me on that? Long term, yes, give me a yes if you're on the long term one now. Yeah, 2 or 3 of you. Anyone else? Okay, the rest of you as well. Good. Let's see what we have planned for today. A number of things here. Let's see here. So, we will have 3 speakers now in the beginning. 2 of them will be futurists, actually looking into the future based on their crystal balls. And then we will also kind of figure out what it is about. Then we will have, because we will have the panel afterwards, a break before and then a panel. You will also be included. We will ask you, I think, 3 questions as well, where we would like your insights, your reflections, your answers. That goes also for you online. We will do Menti questions on that one as well. So listen to what they say, because afterwards I will not give you a test, but I will ask you what you kind of reflected on it yourself as well. We will have a lunch, of course. After lunch, there will be 2 speakers, one from MIT, one from Harvard. And then we will have another panel. And then at the very end of this, we will have a ceremonial signing of a letter of intent between MIT and Latvia and Riga Technical University. So it's going to be a very special moment where they will actually sign it in front of all of us. So we will have that as well. And then for those of you who want to, cocktails will be served as well afterwards. I'm sorry, you online, you will have to mix your own cocktail. That's, you know, the difference between being here in 3D and being in 2D. If any phone starts to ring, look at that person. Like really hard. If the emergency, if the fire alarm goes off, leave the room. And you can see that there are a number of emergency exits that we can take care of. All right, so that was that. Anything else? No, I think we should actually go with the first one now. So, I mean, hopefully I've warmed you up a bit, but now it's time for our Minister of Education and Science, of course, to speak. So, welcome to Anita Muižniece. Yes, I pronounced it correctly. Welcome on stage. You know, Anita, name thing. My name is Antoni Lacinai, as I said. And nobody where I live can pronounce that name. It's last night, it's lasagne, it's la casino, laciani, lacinaki. But I did pronounce your name.
You did it great.
Okay, good, good. I know that you have a master's degree in education. You seem to be interested in education. Could that be the case?
Yes, it is.
It is the case?
Indeed.
Okay, but I also know that you love playing the piano and riding a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
But not at the same time, I hope.
No, I haven't tried.
Okay, okay, good. What do you expect? What is your hope for today?
For today, as you said, I think it's very important that we today forget our everyday old issues we haven't solved in previous years, and just lift ourselves a little bit higher and not be afraid for really imagining and creating the future.
You know what's so great about if you look far away in the future? Nobody knows if you're right right now. We can probably create it ourselves as much as possible anyway.
Exactly.
So I will leave you to it and then I come back afterwards.
Thank
you. Thank you.
So once again, greetings, dear forum participants, and I will say visionaries and of course leaders. And I'm extremely grateful that you all are here to discuss what global, what technological and social changes need to be considered in shaping the vision for future education, and as core, What do we expect from education to become empowered humans? Today's forum is a stepping stone over everyday operational agenda to look at education without the limitations of time or space. So let's imagine, let's discuss, and let's ask ourselves, how can we? How shall we transform ourselves, our communities, society, and the world to embrace the full potential of the future? How can we transform our education system, policies, and relationships beyond 2030 and 2050? Well, when we Google, and I know somebody might try it, the word future, most likely we stumble upon the artistic images of magicians or images of technologies, grids, networks, and connections. But this is not a future. Those will be the artifacts of the future. And how can we reimagine educated and happy humans, responsible citizens? How shall we protect and future-proof people, not only their jobs? What education, what knowledge and skills will be needed for each one of us and the future generations? Those are the issues to solve. And education is much broader than just a system, and it definitely is not a single task for a ministry or a few agencies to master and sometimes for everyone to criticize. How shall we organize healthy relationships, manage resources, and minimize bureaucratic and procedural burden that diligently kills stems of innovation? These are the issues to solve. And education as our self-developed capital, knowledge and skills, and pursue the journey of never-resting self-development. And to understand what future education will look like and what it will require of each one of us, we need to stop thinking about education with a certain framework of someone else's duty. It is for us, for our people, and not for protecting jobs, but creating new valuable jobs for smart humans at the age of machine learning and AI. So I sincerely hope that today's forum will be the first step in our future's thinking platform and will foster experimentation and, what is most importantly, mindset changes in policy making, in leadership, digitalization, and other transformational needs we do have on our tables today. And I am aware that the goal set is challenging, but I'm also sure that it will be an exciting journey. And after all, it is our duty for the future generations. So let's be bold and brave. Have a creative and productive conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anita.